NSFW, what unexpectedly turned you on? The first time I used a riding lawnmower, when I was like 12. All the vibrating gave me a raging hard on. To this day, whenever I use one to mow I get at least half a stock. Why would anyone do drugs when you could just mow a lawn? Hank Hill. Go-kart racing. Accidentally masturbating. I was in Japan and had a crush on a woman from South France. Returned to the US, in line for fast food, and I hear a woman behind me speaking with a southern French accent. Popped a boner in line for a slice of pizza. Nice. That scene in Golden where Xenia on a top squeezes that guy to death awoke something in me at a very young age. She always did like a good squeeze. She was always on a top of things. A girl I was friends with had apparently been giving me hints for a while that I hadn't been picking up on. One time we are hanging out and she goes to take a pee. She yells at me from the bathroom to come here. I walk up to the door and ask her what she needs. With no hesitation she says, "Come in here, I want you to watch me pee." Unexpected turn on for some reason. Well, did you? Indeed I did. She was gorgeous. Also had lots of mental issues though, so we didn't last long together. Brief eye contact with my tattoo artist while he was tattooing me. Edit. Added a word to clarify. Also I didn't think this needed to be said, but obviously the needle wasn't touching my skin at that moment. Lol, no worries y'all. All the tattoos he's done for me have been great. I would be nervous that he wasn't looking at the tattoo. I accidentally Pavloved myself. There used to be this porn I watched with two chicks in it that had no audio other than music by Disturbed. Years later Disturbed came on the radio. I instantly got turned on. Was so confused for like 10 seconds. Oh You walk out like a cum-stained hurricane. Come on, get down with the thickness. Older women who give off dom mommy vibes. Once had an older woman with that short silver fox haircut and a stronger jaw call me a good girl while I was at work because I did something right with her order that nobody else could for some reason. I'm a relatively straight female, or am I? Well fuck, IDK. I wouldn't consider myself submissive, but if an older woman exerts any type of dominance or power I will immediately get a ladder boner. Clip boners for gam gam. Bite my earlobe. It was great until my cat apparently figured it out and now it's how she wakes me up. Cats have selective IQ. Stirring. Like stirring around batter or something in a big mixing bowl. Don't know why. Don't know how to describe it. The motion, or maybe when the spoon scrapes against the bowl. No clue. You'd love the Great British Bake Off. The Great British Jerk Off. On your marks, get set, wank. Okay. I don't know if this counts, but I used to go to physical therapy for a back injury when I was about 17. After each session of exercises they would give you a massage and then an ice pack as well as patch you with an electrical stimulating device. The routine massage came about and the guy that was working on me pushed a certain part of my buttocks that made me just fucking and load my balls into my pants like he found a damn nuclear launch button in my glute area. My embarrassment was immeasurable and my day was ruined. Skipped the ice pack and electrical stimuli. Late to the party, but whatever. Being in my tent. Like, I don't even know. When I'm camping and I retire to my tent, slip into my sleeping bag and zip up the little tent door. I have no idea, but apparently that really does it for me. What a strangely pure fetish, lol. Only pure until he starts furiously beating it and his tent neighbors hear the grunting. Haha, just imagining this shit, like some real savage ball draining grunts. Then a huge sigh of relief followed by a wet shot, then it's knockout time. Savage ball draining grunts, you've really painted a picture for us. When I was a freshman in college, an English boy in one of my classes said the phrase war of attrition with his English accent, and I had to go take a breather. Shame that there's a lot of British accents that makes us sound like we are having a stroke. Edit. Thank you for my first gold, stranger. IDK, there's probably someone that's turned on by that. Ripper Street had this bad guy that had this super rough English accent, and it turns me on. For reference, it's the bad guy played by the actor who plays Rudy on Misfits. Rudy's accent on Misfits also makes me a happy lady. You'll probably like This Is England then Mayo. The more north you go through England, the more lazier the accents get. An ex-boyfriend lecturing me about money. I don't think it was the context, just the way he did it. Like a stern father. He did a lot of things in a stern disapproving dad way and IDK it was hot. I guess this means I have daddy issues IDK. In modern times it seems like daddy issues, but it basically is your brain saying he sounds like a dad. When he does this, he would make a good dad. I should make him a dad. I should mate with him. Or something along those lines. I wouldn't worry about. Edit. Thank you for the silver, kind stranger. Yeah, I think it's something about authority too. Same reason why a lot of girls are into teacher/professor types. This guy I was seeing called customer service to get a company error corrected. He used the softest, firmest, most understanding tone I've ever heard, and I lost my damn mind. My friend will look me in the eye when I'm talking to him and like raise his eyebrows and shit to show he's listening, and goddamn is it hot. Maybe it's a female stereotype, but good listeners are hot and feo. I get it. I have a friend who does the same, and it's incredible to feel like you're the most important person in the world to them, even if just for a moment. So when I was in my early teens and just discovering sex, I decided that, since I was a bit of an artist, I could draw porn for myself. I started with a vag and that was all well and good, but then I decided to try a dick and suddenly sprawling. I was not expecting that in the slightest. Paint me like one of your repressed tendencies. Is there a subreddit for lines that should have been in Fight Club? My girlfriend when she picked up a knife, didn't expect that one. Edit. To be clear, it was a normal butter knife and we were at dinner. She just happened to lick something off the blade and suddenly I was pitching a tent. She in no way was attempting to murder me. Had me worried for a second. There was a girl I worked with who kind of got on my nerves a lot. Then one day she started going on about how much she loves bats, and I instantly wanted her. The juxtaposition of basic bitch and weird obsession with an unusual animal really did it for me. As someone with a couple of guilty basic bitch pleasures and an unhealthy obsession with axolotls, thank you, there is hope for me yet. Did you say axolotls? Shoot your shot, my man. When I worked in a pharmacy as a stoker, once I spilled some of that guy warming lube on myself as a bottle had cracked open in transit and like, why did I get turned on? It's unexplainable, but it happened. I bought some after I clocked out. Physical therapy. I know bullshit Indian lady is working on my neck. I start to droop my head. She unceremoniously yanks me back into position. Keep your head up. Damn, yes mistress. I tried to not sexualize the guy doing my PT. We were kinda joking and got along well. Then he takes my leg, wraps it over my torso and leans on me, and I had the same thing happen with a very attractive personal trainer once, helping me stretch my hamstrings. He pushed my knee towards my chest and leaned over me in what was basically missionary, where your legs are pinned back. Whatever that's called. Yeah, I still remember it 5 years later. A couple years back, my girlfriend at the time and I used to have sex while Pandora played. Every once in a while a car insurance commercial would play in the middle of songs. We laughed it off, but it didn't distract us from doing the deed. Fast forward a couple years forward, and I hear that same car insurance commercial. Instant erection. Paging Dr. Pavlov. I don't have a medical fetish, but for some reason medical scrubs do it for me. Edit. Can't believe that this comment got me some gold. Thanks, stranger. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. Likewise, no fetish, but a well-fitting pair of scrubs is hot. Hung out mini-golfing with a group of friends. Our resident goof was being her typical self, kinda ditzy and along for the ride, but not very skilled, just sorta aloof. Also she's into me, but it's unfortunately not mutual. We all went to play pool as a last minute decision, and as it turns out, her aunt has a pool table in her house and she's been playing for ages every week. She snapped instantly into an extremely unusual focus and level of skill. The pool cue was an extension of the body that she was moving across, on, and around the table, like it was a sophisticated dance that nobody knew better than her. I have never been more aroused by that woman than I was that night. Ever since, it's been the same group dynamic. She's been the same person that I'm platonically friends with. I'll never forget how she woke something up in me that night though, or how weird it was. I feel like it's always attractive when people can do something well, especially when it's something physical. On the phone with this guy, there's some history with us, and he said shut up, but mostly jokingly. Instant and confused arousal on my end. Yeah, you like that you fucking retard. A true Reddit classic. Thank you so much for reminding me of that gem. Taking a Greek mythology course in the tar, a curvy redhead said if you want to talk about mythology for hours on end, I'm your girl. This comment did it for me. It's spreading. Dear God. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.